So I did it. I gave into the hype. I bought the FujiFilm X100V. Hey guys, Julian Lallo here, Melbourne-based photographer. And before you think I'm a complete hype beast, I want to take a step back and give you a little backstory as to why I bought the FujiFilm X100V, and after having it for just a week and shooting with it only once so far, why I already think it's going to be a permanent fixture in my camera bag. I recently took a family holiday to Thailand, and as I do on all family vacations and any family event, I always bring along a camera. So on this particular holiday, I brought along my Canon R5 and a couple of lenses. But there are always a few issues that stop me from shooting as much as I really should. The first of these reasons are the size and weight of the camera and lens. Carrying around the R5 when I'm just trying to go out on a little family day trip or take it with me out to dinner, it's a little bit big to fit in a side bag. You kind of have to carry a backpack around. If you've got it on your shoulder, the weight gets a little bit much. So the size and weight of the camera is a little bit of a drawback in those moments. The second thing is I always have mad confusion or FOMO when I'm packing for one of these events as to which lens to bring. I'm sure any photographer watching this video right now will understand what I'm talking about. You don't want to be leaving a lens at home and missing a particular moment because you didn't bring your wide angle or you didn't bring your telephoto. Often leads to packing way too much kit and not using it. Once I get past these points, my next issue is that if I do take any photos, I often never get around to editing them because I refuse to shoot JPEG on my Canon R5. So I'm always left with 50 megabyte raw files that are just really big and can't view them or share them with anyone until they're edited. So the last time I had a bright idea to try and get around these issues, to carry around with me something that was a little bit more everyday carry, something that was a little bit more of a moment taker, I ended up buying two film cameras, one being a point and shoot and the other one an SLR. Now, although these fix the issues of size and ease of decision making when it came to lenses, and of course, no editing, there is the issue that 36 images, providing I get 36 bangers, which never happens, will cost me around $50. That's over $1 an image. Here in Australia, you're looking at about $35 a roll for Portrait 400 and somewhere around the $17 mark for developing. So as you can imagine, this becomes quite an expense, especially when you're shooting family or you're shooting children that never stand still. So this is where my search for the perfect everyday carry digital camera began. Now, it was soon apparent after having a little bit of a look on the internet, watching a few YouTube videos, that there were two front runners when it came to fixed lens digital cameras that shoot beautiful quality images. There was the LEICA Q2, or now Q3, and the FujiFilm X100V. So I did start off by researching the LEICA. Obviously, the beautiful build of the cameras, the aesthetic look, the quality of images and color science is really second to none. But when I did go and get the Q3 in my hands in the LEICA store, one of the things I didn't really love about it was the 28mm focal length. For me personally, it's just a little bit too wide when I am looking to have only the one focal length, particularly when it comes to taking portraits. For me personally, I love taking portraits at 70, 85, even 100mm. So the focal length was the first kind of turn off for me. The second or major turn off from the LEICA Q3 was the $10,000 price tag. For a camera that wasn't going to be my commercial workhorse, spending $10,000 on a moment taker, so to speak, was a little, or actually a lot more than I wanted to spend. So with all these things considered, the Fuji X100V quickly became the camera that I was looking to buy. As a little side note, I did for a while start researching the Fujifilm X Pro 3. A friend of mine, Tim or TK North, has one, has done a few YouTube videos on them. They're really great. The camera was really appealing, but the fact that I would get tempted to buy more glass for it would then start adding to the confusion of something that I really wanted to simplify. Now it's 2023, and like me, there are a lot of people that are only now just getting their hands on the X100V. The TikTok and YouTube hype of the camera has given them real longevity in terms of popularity, and has made it really difficult to get one at retail price new and for a reasonable price on the second-hand market. I am someone who is completely used to trying to cop sneakers on a resale market, but never did I think I was going to need to pay above retail for a used camera. After weeding through all the super overpriced listings and navigating around all the scammers on Marketplace, I finally found an all black X100V with all the premium accessories. I got one with the thumb grip, the red shutter button, lens hood, and the Garris half case. I absolutely love the look of this camera, particularly the all black. It was always going to be the all black for me. So although it's only been a week now owning the X100V, I have had the opportunity to get out and shoot some street photography with it. So I want to share with you my first impressions and the things that I really already love about this camera that make me think it's going to be a permanent fixture in my camera bag and that I have made the right decision in choosing the X100V. First up is the obvious plus of this camera, and that is the size and weight. I was walking around shooting street for around 2.5 hours the other day. Part of the time I had the camera just in my hand, and the majority of the time it was on a Peak Design strap over my shoulder. Now, at no time did I feel like I was getting a little bit of a pinch or weight on my shoulder like I do when I carry around my R5 or previously my 5D Mark IV. The nice short lens on it also meant that when I had it over my side or around my back while doing other things like buying a coffee or grabbing a drink, at no time did it get in my way. Or did I bang it on anything while walking past? Something that I'm always really conscious about when carrying my R5 over my shoulder. Next positive for me is the focal length of the camera. It's a 23mm f2 lens, but being a crop sensor camera, it is a 35mm equivalent. And to me, this is probably the most versatile focal length as a prime. It's perfect for street photography. It's just wide enough to shoot landscapes, and it's really great for portraits too. Yes, I did mention it's not my favorite focal length for portraits, but if I needed a lens that is versatile enough to shoot street, landscapes, moments, as well as portraits, the 35mm is probably the go-to. As I just mentioned, it has the trifecta of being versatile for street, landscapes, and portraits, but is fantastic for shooting those family moments, which is really important to me with this camera. The 35mm means it's perfect for outside, but also wide enough to be able to capture moments indoors, whether it be the kids running around or a birthday party type celebration. Now onto what I really love about the camera, and that is the film simulations or film recipes. So I'm guessing that this probably isn't the first video that you've watched on the X100V, but if it is and you aren't familiar with the Fuji X series film recipes, these are the camera's ability to digitally replicate your favorite color or black and white film looks in camera. So essentially there's nothing more to do to the images. There's no need to edit. You can simply export from your SD card to your device and the images are good to go. I shot all the images that you're seeing in this video on a Portra 400 film recipe. And I have to say, when comparing it to Portra 400, it is crazy close, but maybe some more on that in a comparison video coming soon. In addition to shooting JPEG with the Portra 400 recipe, I also set up the camera to shoot JPEG and RAW, so that if I wanted to edit any of the images in Lightroom using some of my presets after the fact, that was also an option for me too. So given all these points, size and weight of the camera, the focal length, the film recipes, the quality JPEG images, it really does tick all the boxes for me so far. I really can't wait to spend a couple more months with it in different situations and testing out some of the different film recipes to see if that does stand the test of time, and everything that I love about it now is still going to suit me down the track. If you enjoyed this video, help me out with a like, comment down below, and if you want to see some more Fujifilm X100 videos in the future or any of my other content, make sure you hit that subscribe. As always, thank you for pressing play.